Hey. All right. Today we talking about philosophy of freedom. We're talking about the philosophy of freedom. And I'm going to use an example here of alcohol prohibition. And yeah, I'm intentionally using this example because it's far removed from current history. So it'll be less triggering to some folks who may not appreciate freedom. So let's discuss. Consider this. The government of the USA made alcohol illegal before. However, God made alcohol, and Jesus even drank it with people. So, in moderation, it's certainly fine. But was God wrong in making alcohol? I don't think so. People were put in jail for the peaceful act of making alcohol and selling it. The ones who got too drunk in any culture, people who get too drunk and commit crimes, are criminals because of their common law infractions of other people's constitutional rights. So if you get too drunk and you commit a crime, or you are driving and that's obviously endangering people, that's that individual's problem and their responsibility, and they should be charged accordingly to the crime that they committed. But with alcohol prohibition, the government and the people got so afraid of alcohol, and the media and the government kept repeating the same fear that alcohol was evil and needed to be made illegal. But the truth is that alcohol prohibition itself was the illegal and criminal action of the government. It was clearly unconstitutional in hindsight. We can look back and say, yeah, that was a disaster. So, what were people thinking when that happened and they made that happen? Instead of loving one's neighbor, whether they drank alcohol or had a business producing alcohol, people opted to government worship and would instead be okay with jailing their neighbor for being peaceful because the government told them to, with some fancy rubber stamped paperwork. Eventually, it was changed, and people overthrew the corrupt government, which was using civic law or civil law to enforce alcohol prohibition. And it was overthrown because it was unconstitutional, and it was illegal, and always is illegal, to throw peaceful people in jail. So even though alcohol prohibition was actually an evil, immoral thing, it disregarded the law, the true law, and it disregarded individuals' political sovereignty. People were still okay with it. They were still okay with abusing their neighbors because they were persuaded that it was for their safety. We have to make it illegal because it'll be safer. Well, no, not for people who produce it. Charge criminals as criminals, but don't charge peaceful people as if they're criminals. Luckily, the truth came out, and the heresy of alcohol prohibition was rebuked and replaced with more just laws. You can't even keep alcohol and drugs out of prison, so you think you can delete it from life itself? It's insane. You can't keep drugs out of a supermax prison, so what are you going to do when you turn all of society into a supermax prison? You're still going to have drugs. People just don't think. So just consider the idea of constitutional rights and individual political sovereignty, which is the whole point of the law. Of course, people would have said, it's just an opinion that I have. I just have this opinion that alcohol should be illegal. It's like, I'm entitled to my opinion. It's like, right, yeah, of course, people will always say it's just their opinion. Leave me alone. I'm entitled to my opinion. Even if that opinion results in massive economic waste, families ruined, jobs ruined, and in the case of alcohol prohibition, you actually created a niche for criminals to fill. With alcohol prohibition, the government actually created criminal gangs which were popping up and selling underground alcohol. So, yeah, that's people don't really understand the consequences of making certain things illegal. That if you make them illegal, you make alcohol illegal, you're actually creating a massive opportunity for criminals. So, anyways, thanks for listening, guys. The whole point here is individual political sovereignty is the entire purpose of the law. And that's law with a capital L. That's the spirit of the law. So, yeah, no guilty until proven innocent civil law. We need innocent until proven guilty constitutional law. That's it. That's what freedom is about. Constitution which, to the best of our abilities, through spirited debate, reflects what we imagine as a culture God's law to be. So, again, thanks for boarding the taco boat. Until next time.